we start with. Okay, first of all, weapons check. Make sure you've got gloves on, or if you're normal protective equipment, ask for TT gloves on. They're very soft because I'm using a slightly different sword most of the day today because I just gotten used to it and it's good for exercises. Bicycle work stand, works a treat. I got mine from Lidl for next to nothing. You can get them, however, from Amazon, as a few people have done already, for about 29, 25, between 25 and 35 pounds, I think. Okay, so nice cow. And of course, we need safety at all times. Always make sure there's a glove on the handle of your opponent's shield. So nothing to do that otherwise wouldn't fit. Right. First things first, I hope you have exercised or warmed yourself up a little bit already. If not, do a couple of stretches. I'm not showing you what stretches to do because everybody should know that. And the first thing we do today is for the basics. The basics. That's lesson number 1. We start off stance. Now, if you just come to the society and you're doing this, basic stance basically is take your feet apart to each other, find a nice straight center of gravity to stand. Okay. Nothing too fancy, just learn to be in balance. Foot ideally 45 to 90 degrees apart. Oh, thank you, Nina. Ideally pointed towards the enemy or in the vicinity. Stance. Settle down a bit. Don't have your legs completely straightened, just a bit down, so you can actually act to it. Okay? Nice and comfortable. And then you twist a tiny bit to face your opponent. Okay? So, stance, twist. From this, you can then move. You can move in increments. You can do various maneuvers to the side. And you can even jump. Anyway, you then find your fighting distance. My fighting distance is, for the basic, pretty much reach to it. So you don't have the problem of being too far and having to move in order to get your weapon in, or being too close and literally hitting everything in the way and above and behind it. So find yourself a good fighting distance, which is quite easy to reach everywhere without you having to swivel or to bob. Right, grip, we'll start if you feel comfortable. Most of the time it starts off with a hammer grip, as they call it. It's just literally hold it in a fist and have it quite solid. Later on, you can then loosen your fingers and do some, I can't see, and do some exercises where you snap your fingers close to arrest the movement of the blade. At the same time, that can be used for accelerating, so you've got to be careful. But that is all practice coming up later. And then you do the 8, stationary. Got the right distance, right stance. You do head shot, shoulder shot, side, side, low, and leg. Always telegraph the shot knife, so I don't want to see this. I want to see knife and guard position, knife and guard position, shot and guard position, shot and guard, shot and guard, shot and guard, shot and guard, and thrust. Thrust, very important. Never lock the whole thing up. Always leave an angle between your sword and your wrist, so if anything goes wrong, they can deflect and you don't have any problems with actually locking it up accidentally. All right? Arm, you never fully extend and have that as one unit. Okay, so again, head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, lower leg, and thrust. And again, head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, leg, leg, and thrust. And now we're going to do it with the left hand. Okay, so you can change your stance, you can stay the same stance. Usually you use your defensive leg forward. In this case, I was standing the other way because I was imagining having a shield. Head, side, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, lower leg, leg, thrust. Again, head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, leg, leg, thrust. Head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, leg, leg. Okay? Right. That would give us the first bit of mobility today. Now we're going to introduce the shield. The Viking shield, nice round with a center grip, but then again, we all know that. Again, we now go into the basic stance, at the basic distance, and do the shot. Head, shoulder, go back behind, on guard position, shoulder, side, side, leg, leg, thrust. The on guard position. Shield in front of you, of course, it will be useless on the side. The weapon either next to the shield for knuckle fencing or behind the shield for keeping yourself safe. The general point is sideways. The shield is quite far forward because you are holding it at the same time with the weapon as well. So you can quite easily control what's coming on and you can work from here. The shield is there. You're now offering your arm. Even though it's an off-target area, you will end up having bruises all the time and black spots on your arm when you start to try to rest blades. So get used to the basic guard, having it forward, sword behind it, or at the worst, or at the most, I would recommend to do it next to the shield, but behind is the safer option. Okay? So when you do the shots, again, head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, leg, leg, thrust. And now we speed it up. Head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, leg, leg, thrust. Head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, leg, leg. Very important point on this one is try not to bob or to reform back. Because people do this very, very strongly sometimes. You're coming in and do head, side, side. The problem with this one is when I do a shot and the opponent comes on with the shot as well, you quite often then committed to the shot and you are actually diving into the opponent's blade without you being able to do anything on the basic reenactment fencing. Okay, that's the basics you can do with the sword. You can do the exercises with your right hand. And you can do them with your left hand. This feels awkward. Nice telegraph shot. You see, I'm already putting the blade in the direction I want to go, so I'm hitting in one plane only. So I don't do this side shot and come down. It's one plane. So when you come in, you try to do it in the plane. So you always telegraph the shot, so the opponent can then react to it, because a lot of it is about show combat later on, making sure that you can actually react and can have a dialogue with the weapons. Right. We've done the sword. Now we're coming to the axe. It's pretty much the same. You do the 8, head shot, shoulder shot, side shot. You telegraph the same, but with the axe, make sure you actually hit with the cutting blade on the controls on the shield. So, doing that is no good, and doing this is no good. So try to come exactly on the edge of the shield. Okay? And thrust, you can do that, but it's, yeah, it will be more of a hit that way. Okay? Again, head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, low, low, thrust. Head. When you thrust, when you come in, if it does get deflected up, pull it away. So it goes up, you pull it straight away. That way you don't have the danger of doing that. Okay, so but ideally a little down hit is nice, or hitting it down there underneath the boss will work as well. Okay, thrusting we come to later on anyway, but this is now basics at the moment. Okay, head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, lower leg, leg, back. Leg is a nice sweep up, nice sweep up. So when you come in past it later on when you hit them on the leg, when you go for the body. You can train that at home. I wouldn't recommend to train this because you need a body behind it to actually aim for it. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time and you just get your muscle memory wrong and you end up either being too hard or stopping it. Right, a small point to attack. One of the things is how to perform an attack. It's not in the basic manual. I, however, recommend people to practice it, but it's very, very good. Otherwise, we'll come to it later on, so we might as well slip it in at the beginning. And that is any attack you do, make it a two-timed attack. So basically, if you do two actions in order to finish or complete an attack. Normally, they say a head or shoulder shot, you're coming in, one shot. Now, if you're a bit too fast, it may get a bit too hard, and people get hurt. However, if you do a two-time shot, you come in, stop, make sure everything is fine, and then lay on. That way, you'll always be safe. So, head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, lower leg, and thrust. Now, you can do that a bit faster. Head, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, lower leg, thrust. You see, I'm still doing it very slow for me, but as you get better, you do it automatically. You do it automatically, and it ends up looking like a normal shot every time you do. But you stop it there if you want to, and the rest is just a lay on. So, attack, stop, lay on. Okay? It's a good training exercise and good learning. You do it slow. Speed is relevant. The speed comes as you experience and your skill grows. Side, stop, lay on. Shoulder, stop, lay on. Lay on, stop, lay on. Stop, lay on. Stop, lay on. Okay? Practice your eights. I'm using the spear now. Same thing is, oh, by the way, if there's any questions, the wiki page got everything, or you can ask your group training officer for these, and it's all written down there. Okay, so that is pretty much the Bible. Not these ones, the online versions, the up-to-date version, but you can quite easily take most information from here. Right, now we come into the spear, single-handed spear, basic spear. You do the same motions. You've got an either overhand grip or underhand grip. Now, it's worth learning how to change them. You can do this, or what people sometimes do, oopsie-daisy, they push it down and have overhand and have underhand, or you learn to change quickly, practice it, it's very good. The spear gets held in the center third in white groups, so I'm not an accepted fight anymore. So is this. You don't go in with the spear and don't use your range. Alright, with the spear is you practice the overhand, headshot. Always make sure the spear tip is at the very, very maximum horizontal, but usually a little bit downwards. So you do head, side, side, shoulder, side, sorry. Leg, and thrust. Okay? Head, shoulder, side, leg, and thrust. And then you can change over to the underhand, head, side, yeah, the other way around again, leg, side, side, shoulder, shoulder, leg. Side. Keep going, guys. If you're not getting warm by now, then I don't know you're doing something wrong. You've probably gone through it twice or three times now, so now we're going to do the same thing with the step. Now, we can't really have it moving because this thing doesn't want to move yet, but we can start from out of range, walk in, head shot. Out of range, walk in, shoulder shot. Out of range, walk in, side shot. You see, the important part on this one is, if you come in, you do not place the shot while you're still moving. You are coming in, and you stop to place the shot. So I don't want to see that. Because if anything goes wrong, you cannot stop it. Right, so stance, now coming in, stance, shoulder. And stance, side, away, coming in, stance, side, going away, coming in, stance, lower, stance, lower. And then we come for the thrust. Worst thing if you do with the thrust, in basic, accelerate and then go through. You see, there's a lot of force behind it, which is simply not a good idea. So always make sure you've got a solid base from which you can execute your attacks and your parries. Okay, so that is one good exercise you can do. Do them 10 minutes a day, and your hand sword coordination will improve dramatically. Right, come to the 8 blocks now. Somebody puts in a headshot. You never put in a headshot. Put in a headshot full stop. You've got to learn to do this. You've got to learn when it comes what to do if you're going to stop it in time. Okay? So what you do now is block. Headshot comes in your stance, you see the head coming in. Now I'm doing it first without the shield and later with the shield. You block. The sword is not horizontal, it's at a slight angle. So when the blade comes in, it can then slide off towards an area which is safe. Okay? So block for that. You go back in the guard. Shoulder shot is the same. Block up, block up. When you block up, always go from the center out. Don't try to, because if you do it, you're going to have a problem that it's going to draw into your face. So always outwards. You always block out in reluctant. And you got the 2 side shots where either you drop your arm and block, or you're going to swivel the blade down and block out. Okay, so we do that again. Block, slight angle, shoulder, shoulder, side. That side, you have to back, let the gravity take the tip, and then block over. Don't block backwards, because there's no strength in you blocking backwards. So the hand has to be inwards. The opening of the hand has to be towards you. Okay, so that arm, that down, and then back, and then the one for legs is the same, and the shield side step and a little whirl to do it again. Block, shoulder, shoulder, side, side, leg, leg, and thrust. Okay, so you can with the 8. First you do the 8 attacks, and then you block, 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 and swish it out. Okay, and do the same thing with the shield. The only thing with the shield, it becomes much easier now. So, headshot, you block. You never put your shield in front of your face and impair your vision. So, headshot, shoulder shot, you can now use your shield. Other side shoulder shot, you use your sword. Then that side arm, you don't need to do anything because they can't get to you from there. This side here, put your sword down in order to block it off, or just use the shield slightly over. Same with the lower leg. Okay, and then thrust, take it on and swivel the tip of the shield forward. So if it does deflect, it deflects downwards and not in your face. Right, then the next thing, you can use that with 2 weapons as well, where you do alternating hits to each side, or same point, have one leading, one trailing weapon, or weapons. So you can do loads of different things with two hands. Stop, learn to stop. So you can work on different guards to stop people being able to get to you. Okay? You can train these things, the 8 all the time in stepping. You can train the stepping by yourself as well, where you go into position and you learn step on, or you can shuffle, or you go step or the shuffle step. Go step or the shuffle step. Okay, then you can pass through. When you attack somewhere, okay, you can do that. Do that. So you can learn these different steps, and you can then do that together with exercise of the 8. Okay. The point of this one, to learn the basic 8, to learn the attacks as they come and the defenses as they come. Okay. Then we come to the next point of, you can now start to accelerate the weapon a bit. Once you have that, and that is where you put the shot in with your hand slightly loose as open, and you just tighten it up at the very last minute. So basically what you do is put the shot in like this and tighten up at the very end. So you arrest the motion basically. Problem is, you've got a heavy sword that can lead to tennis elbow. There are other ways to do it easier, or in other ways where you, for example, can use your body to stop the movement. Do a nice shot, and when you suddenly feel you're there, you do not let the weapon go loose, just stop your body. So you basically just do that. And now you start bobbing a bit, because your body is actually the reason why you stop. So you can't go any further. This stops it all up. It stops the tennis elbow from developing. Okay, again, always try the 2-time attack. So you actually put the shot to the position and then lay it on. That is one of the safest options you have. Somebody suddenly decides to come forward, you can stop it there, he moves, and bang, you've got a broken time attack. It works. Any questions to this section? The shield, face. You will have the control. Later on, you learn to go past and sidestep, but this is all about control. If I do this, I don't exactly know where it ends. I could go too far, I can go too. If you do this, it just becomes a tap. If you do a thrust, it's about the control in this particular area. You want to do the edge, the face of the shield. Defense to the 8 blocks. Before somebody says, yes, there are more than 8 attacks and there are more than 8 blocks if you look into the fencing handbooks, but for shield wall reasons and for simplicity, we only chosen the direct attacks and not the backhanders and the hanging guards, because that's going to be much more difficult later on. Anyway,